In a quiet little town near the edge of a grove of trees, in the town, there lived a family with a young boy named Eli. Their home sat near a large grove of trees in the backyard, where the wind rustled the leaves like whispers of stories long forgotten. People in the neighborhood sometimes spoke of a dog. A big, rough-looking, mud-covered dog. No one could even tell what color his fur used to be. Most of it was gone, lost to mange, a skin disease. What remained was clumped with filth and dried mud, stuck to his lump-covered skin. His ribs poked through like a worn-out cage. You could count everyone. He clearly hadn't had enough to eat. His legs were always covered in mud, a sign he lived wild in the swampy grove nearby. His eyes, they looked like they hadn't seen kindness in years. They were hollow, empty of joy, empty of trust. No one knew his name. No one showed him kindness. Some kids threw rocks at him. Adults made faces and shooed him away whenever they saw him. They called him one name, the dirty dog. One afternoon, Eli was playing ball in the backyard. The ball rolled too far, right into the bushes. As Eli leaned down to retrieve it, something moved. He yelped and jumped back.
"Mom, something's in the bush."
His mom came running. She knelt beside the bush, gently parting the leaves with a stick. And there he was, trembling, eyes wide with fear, helpless. But he didn't growl. He couldn't move. She scanned him quickly. And then she saw it. A stick was lodged deep in his back leg. It was swollen and infected. It looked like it had been there for days. He wasn't just dirty. He was in pain. That moment changed everything. Eli's mom wrapped the dog in a blanket, and together they carried him to the car. They took him to the nearby vet. Over the next few weeks, Eli's family brought him back and forth for treatment. They cared for his wounds. They fed him. They gave him a name. Finley. The first few weeks were quiet. Finley didn't bark. He didn't wag his tail. He barely ate. He didn't trust anyone. It was like he was waiting to be thrown out. The sadness in his eyes ran deeper than any wound. But Eli didn't give up. Every day he whispered, "Good boy, Finley," as he sat beside him, offered him treats, and gently petted his head. For the first time, Finley received love and care. Weeks passed. Slowly, Finley began to trust Eli. His eyes lit up whenever he saw the boy. Then months passed. His fur began to grow back, golden brown and soft. His eyes began to shine again. He wagged his tail every day when Eli came home from school. They became best friends. They played together every day. Finley slept in Eli's room. He followed Eli everywhere, to the yard, the park, even to the edge of the bathtub. Finley finally had a family, a friend. He felt loved. And every time the family left the house, Finley would lay by the door and wait, not eating, not drinking, afraid he might be abandoned again. 3 years passed. To the neighbors he was still that dirty dog. But to Eli he was everything. He was family. Then came the day that changed the way everyone looked at Finley forever. It was a warm summer afternoon. The family packed for a picnic and went to a nearby beach. Eli ran across the sand, laughing, holding his favorite beef jerky while playing fetch with Finley. Suddenly, a large, unleashed dog came charging. It leapt on Eli, knocking him down. It tried to snatch the jerky, growling fiercely. Then it lunged again, louder, pinning him to the ground. Eli screamed. Everyone froze. Before anyone could react, Finley ran. He barked, he growled, he bolted forward, teeth bared. He snarled and attacked without hesitation. The two dogs clashed, teeth, sand, snarls, fur. The fight was brutal. The other dog was bigger, stronger. But Finley didn't stop. He fought with everything he had, like he was protecting the most precious thing in the world. Finally, with help from nearby men, the other dog was pulled away. It was over. But Finley didn't get up. He lay in the sand, blood stained his fur, his ear was torn, his legs were trembling, a patch of skin was ripped away, chunks of fur were missing, his breathing was shallow. Eli rushed to his side, crying, "Finley, Finley, Finley!" Eli kept calling his name in tears. They raced to the emergency vet. Bite wounds, torn skin, injuries all over his body. The vet examined him and said softly, "Finley needs to stay for treatment and monitoring." Eli couldn't stop crying. He didn't want to leave the hospital. At home, the silence was heavy. Eli didn't play, didn't laugh. He just waited. 3 days later, they came to see Finley. When the vet staff brought him out, Finley was covered in bandages, wobbling as he walked, every step shaky and slow. Eli's eyes lit up. He ran to him. Finley's eyes were tired, dull. But the moment he saw Eli, they changed. They sparkled. Eli knelt down and hugged him gently. Finley gave the faintest wag of his tail and sniffed Eli's face, as if checking to make sure the boy was okay. They came home together. The story of Finley's bravery quickly spread through the neighborhood. From that day on, no one ever called him the dirty dog again. One afternoon, while Eli played with Finley in the front yard, 2 neighbors walked by and stopped. "Wait, is that Finley?"
Yes, it is Finley.
Eli smiled. He was no longer just a dog, no longer unwanted. He was Finley, a member of Eli's family, the protector, the hero. The dog who once had nothing and gave everything to the boy who gave him love. And so Finley's story comes to an end. But the message it leaves behind is one worth remembering. Even those who are abandoned, overlooked, and have nothing can rise to greatness when touched by love, patience, and kindness. What we give to the forgotten may seem small to us, but to them it can mean the world. Sometimes the small act of kindness can change a life forever. And when we give kindness to others, kindness finds its way back to us like a quiet echo of love.